Roman Sinquerra is in every scene of this show. He's never spoken a word in any of them. 31 episodes, 0 appearances, and yet he's the reason Morgan is standing in that precinct. He's the name that lives in the silence between every case she closes, while the one that matters stays open. Full spoilers for Season 1 and 2. This isn't a recap. It's a decoding of how the writers built Roman Sinquerra across 2 seasons, deliberately, in 3 stages, and why the version of him you think you know might be the wrong one. The facts first. No interpretation yet. Roman Sinquerra, Morgan's ex-partner, Ava's biological father, gone for roughly 15 years. The official version. He left, walked out. The police closed the file. Morgan never did. The deal Morgan strikes in the pilot, the price she names for joining the LAPD, is Roman. Not money, not a title. Roman. I need you to find someone. His name is Roman Sinquerra, and he vanished 15 years ago. That's the transaction the entire show is built on. His world. Murals. The LA graffiti scene. That's where he started. Taggers and walls and paint in unauthorized places. A month before he disappeared, he was cited for painting a mural in an area the police described as a hotbed for criminal activity. He wasn't charged. He wasn't a suspect. He was just there. Karadek, reading the citation in Season 1. I wonder if he saw something in the area he shouldn't have. That single line is the seed of everything. Season 1 constructs Roman as a victim. Carefully, with patience. Early on, one detail surfaces, someone Roman met with more than once. No name, no context, just a thread left loose. By the time the Season 1 finale arrives, 3 things land in quick succession and none of them give you time to think. First, a man named Gio Conforth. Roman came to him before he disappeared, was scared, for himself and for Morgan. He was working with someone, a woman. Second, that woman, Lyla Flynn, an FBI agent working undercover. Shot dead. The case never solved, not for lack of evidence, but because someone made sure it stayed cold. One of the last cases she had open before she was killed, Roman Sinquerra. Roman disappeared within weeks of her death. That timing is not coincidence. The show never says it directly. It doesn't need to.
And it turns out Roman was working as an FBI informant. Now, I'll download you on all the details later, but for now, I just need to know I've got your blessing to press ahead.
Third, Roman was working as an FBI informant. Then, last scene of the season. A phone call. Roman, he's alive. Season 1 just handed you a thesis. Season 2 is going to spend 18 episodes quietly pulling it apart. Season 2 opens with Roman alive and somewhere in Nevada. The trail leads to Henderson, a hotel, a name on the register. And then Daphne and Oz find the man, and Morgan gets the photo. That's not Roman. Got a fairly decent look at the guy when we had a child together. So yeah, pretty sure. Someone is using his name, which means someone knows his name is being searched for. That's not paranoia. That's operational. Then Arthur, Roman's old contact, a landscaper who works cash only and delivers a backpack to Nevada on specific instructions. He says it simply, Roman asked me to put eyes on you and Ava, just to make sure you two were okay. How does Morgan identify the backpack? An angel's pin on the strap. Roman was never a Dodgers fan, and he never threw anything away. The seams on the bag are hand-stitched, repaired by Roman himself. Morgan knows it's his before Arthur says another word. That detail matters. It's the show giving you Roman's character through Morgan's memory, without Roman ever being in the room. The backpack contains photos of specific people. Arthur's warning is quiet but precise. Whoever Roman's running from might not want what's inside getting out. Before the bag goes to the team, Morgan looks through it with Ava first. Not a cover-up. A mother deciding her daughter gets to know before anyone else does. And Ava's reaction lands hard. I actually let myself believe that he didn't abandon us. Morgan doesn't hesitate. I still believe that. 2 lines. The entire emotional architecture of this arc in 18 words. And this is the part that got me. Not the FBI angle. Not the conspiracy. Just those 2 women deciding, together, to keep believing in a man neither of them can reach. The photos get identified. And in Season 2, Episode 13, Arthur finds the man from the photos, subdues him, and drives off with him. Arthur is arrested shortly after, but the man he tracked down had one piece of information that changes the shape of everything. He's the man who abducted Roman 16 years ago. Roman didn't leave. He was taken. Sit with that for a second. 2 seasons of Morgan carrying the weight of abandonment. 2 seasons of Ava wondering why her father chose to disappear. And the answer was never a choice at all. There's one more piece. A woman, a stranger, who shows up in season 2 carrying something Roman gave her years ago. She says, "Roman helped get me out of the life. He wanted me to see the difference a female artist could make." No context, no connection to the main plot, just a window into who Roman is when no one's watching. He was pulling people towards something better. That's his character, confirmed by someone we've never seen before and will probably never see again. By the end of season 2, episode 17, you believe in Roman. The writers have made sure of that. Season 2, episode 18 had a different plan. Security camera footage, Roman's car, Lyla Flynn's house, the day she was murdered. Morgan says it out loud. That's Roman's car. 3 ways to read this, and all 3 have to stay on the table. First, he killed her. He was there. She's dead. His car is on the footage. The simplest read. Strong signal. No exculpatory evidence yet. Second, he was there and didn't stop it. Witnessed the murder. Did nothing. Or was in a position where doing something would have cost him more than it cost Lyla Flynn. That's not innocence. That's a different kind of guilt. And it changes nothing about the outcome. Possible. Uncomfortable. The reading that is hardest to dismiss. Third, the car was used without him. He was framed, or his vehicle was borrowed, or the footage is manipulated. Given what we know about who's involved, the FBI, Willa Quinn, an apparatus built to bury this story, framing Roman is well within the operational capacity of the people around this case. Speculative, but not unreasonable. Then one more signal, almost as an afterthought. An old FBI ghost that was there when everything went down with Roman. A new figure, a new lead. Someone who was in the room when it happened and has been carrying that knowledge ever since. Season 3 has its door, and this person is standing behind it. Everyone who believed in Roman by the end of episode 17 is now watching season 1, episode 1 differently. That's not accident, that's architecture. Here's what the writers actually built. Season 1, Roman as victim. A good man, scared, pulled into something too large. Season 2, Roman as protector. Alive, watching, keeping his family safe from a distance. Season 2, episode 18, Roman as question mark. Car at a murder scene. No alibi, no explanation. 3 stages, 3 versions of the same man. Each one built on the emotional investment the previous one created. You can't feel the weight of that footage if you didn't first believe in the backpack and the angel's pin and the hand-stitched seams. In the French original, the ex-partner's story closes relatively early. He's found. He's moved on. The mystery doesn't linger. Drew Goddard chose not to let it close, because the US version needs the ambiguity. It needs you to not know. The whole show runs on Morgan being the person who can solve everything except this. Because the real question for season 3 isn't whether Morgan finds Roman. Roman has been running for 15 years, and Morgan Gillory, with an IQ of 160, hasn't found him. Draw your own conclusions. If he wanted to be found, she'd have found him. The question is what Morgan does when she finally knows what he did, or didn't do, in that backyard. Whether the answer she's been chasing for 2 seasons is one she actually wants. We don't know who Roman Sinquerra is, and that is exactly what the writers want. I've rewatched the season 1 finale phone call more times than I'd like to admit, and I'm genuinely not sure if I want her to find him. If you feel the same way, that's the show working exactly as designed. If this show has pulled you in enough to watch 2 seasons and still have more questions than answers, hit subscribe. Every signal, every missed detail, every arc the internet hasn't decoded yet. That's what this channel is for.